When Stewart-Haas Racing announced the impending shutdown of their four-car NASCAR Cup Series business, it sent shockwaves through the sport, scattering many talented people around the paddock. Its conclusion sparked one of the craziest silly seasons in recent memory. Several drivers are making changes, new entrants are appearing around the grid, and litigation with the series are not holding down certain teams. We tried our best to sort it all out so you know who's heading where for the 2025 season. There are certainly some shock moves. Several team expansions in the horizon, including SVG and #88. Trackhouse is one of at least 3 teams who want to add a third full-time member next season. Shane Van Gisbergen, a 3-time Supercars champion, has decided to completely commit to the NASCAR world following a stunning victory in his debut at the 2023 Chicago Street Course race. The New Zealander won 3 Xfinity races this year and advanced to the playoffs. For the time being, he looks to be struggling only on the ovals. He will drive the number 88 Chevrolet next year, which was most recently used by Hendrick Motorsports. Preece and Kroger join RFK. RFK has added Kroger as a significant sponsor as it continues its rising trajectory into 2025. They are also transforming their part-time Stage 60 program into a full-time entry, recruiting one of the 4 drivers that were released from the disastrous SHR squad. Ryan Preece, a former Whelen Modified champion, is no stranger to the Cup Series, having made over 200 starts. But behind the wheel of the number 60 Ford Mustang will be his greatest chance yet to win at the highest level of the sport. Herbst steps up to Cup SVG will be joined in the Rookie of the Year race by NASCAR Xfinity Series star Riley Herbst, who has signed with 23XI Racing to pilot the newly built No. 35 Toyota, taking longtime sponsor Monster Energy with him. While 23XI is involved in a protracted dispute with NASCAR and the France family, they are not letting the threat of losing their existing charters prevent them from adding a third entry. Herbst has 3 Xfinity wins and has spent 5 seasons in NASCAR's second tier. He also finished in the top 10 in his Cup debut in the 2023 Daytona 500. These 3 teams may not be the only ones growing next year, more on that later. Kaulig mixes things up for 2025. Kaulig's performance in the Cup and Xfinity Series declined in 2024. They ran a variety of drivers in the number 16 car, with Daniel Hemrick driving the number 31. Despite coming close to victory at Watkins Glen, Van Gisbergen's 2024 Cup campaign did not provide many favorable results. Next year, AJ Allmendinger will be reinstated as the full-time driver of the number 16 Chevrolet. Their decision to demote Allmendinger to the Xfinity Series last year sparked outrage and misunderstanding, as the renowned veteran is the only driver to have won a Cup race for Kaulig twice. Meanwhile, Hemrick has stepped out of the number 31, which will become the number 10 car in 2025. His successor will be Ty Dillon, Austin's younger brother, who has extensive Cup experience but has had less success. These drivers will be teamed with fresh crew chiefs as Kaulig attempts to reclaim lost distance on the field. Ty Norris, who formerly worked at Trackhouse, will join Kaulig as Chief Business Officer. So, where did the SHR drivers land? While we've already mentioned Ryan Preece's 2025 destination, 3 other SHR drivers were also looking for new rides. Fortunately, all 4 will continue in the Cup Series with full-time rides. Chase Briscoe will supplant MTJ as SHR's last winner, winning the Southern 500 in a spectacular duel at Darlington. His talents have not gone unappreciated. He will drive the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, which was left vacant by 2017 Cup winner Martin Truex Jr., who is retiring from full-time racing. Briscoe is also the only former SHR driver who will not join another Ford team in 2025. The Wood brothers elected to cut company with Harrison Burton prior to his stunning triumph at Daytona, looking for a more consistent boost in performance after 3 years with Burton yielded little success elsewhere. Josh Berry is coming off his debut year in the Cup Series and is a latecomer to the highest level of the sport at 33 years old, but he has showed potential as he prepares to drive the legendary number 21. Noah Gragson is accustomed to this by now, as FRM will be his 6th Cup ride in the previous 3 years. He is hopeful that new ride would bring some security to his Cup career, something he desperately needs. Gragson is slated to drive the number 38, while FRM's Todd Gilliland takes over the number 34 car. SJR may be gone, but the Haas name remains. Gene Haas owned a Cup Series team before teaming with Tony Stewart in 2009, and he plans to do it again in 2025. Cole Custer will drive for Haas, having been elevated to a Cup seat following a 2-year tenure in the Xfinity Series, where he won the 2023 title. Custer will drive the number 41 Ford, while his father Joe will serve as president of the Haas factory team. We've also got a surprising signing by Spire. Michael McDowell has participated in the Cup Series for longer than most, with almost 500 starts dating back to 2008. Since 2018, he has raced for Row Motorsports, winning 2 races, including the Daytona 500. However, the veteran driver elected to leave his comfortable seat to join Spire Motorsports, a team that generally fields younger drivers just starting out in the sport. He will tutor 2 young players, Carson Hulkevar and Justin Haley, who are both new to Spire, but that decision was made before the end of the 2024 season. Exit JTG and welcome Hayek. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will continue to drive the number 47 Chevrolet next year, but with a new style and team identity. Kroger, JTG's longtime sponsor, left for RFK Racing, and a leadership shift led in the team's name change to Hayek Motorsports. There are also multiple crew chief shuffles. Hamlin loses Gabehart. There have also been some significant improvements above the pit boxes, one of which stands out above the others. Denny Hamlin and Chris Gabehart have parted ways after 6 years, a decision that took Hamlin off guard. Gabehart takes on a new position at JGR after winning 22 races with Hamlin and never missing the playoffs. His successor is Chris Gale, who switches from Ty Gibbs' number 54 JGR Toyota. Tyler Allen will now head Gibbs' number 54 team. Wallace now has a new boss. Booty Barker will no longer work on the pit box for Bubba Wallace. He teamed up with Wallace in 2021 and has guided him to 2 Cup victories since then. Barker is also one of the industry's most experienced crew chiefs, having competed in roughly 600 races since 2003. He will take on an internal job at 2311, while Charles Denique will serve as Wallace's crew chief. Denique has never worked a Cup race as a crew chief, but he has 10 NASCAR Truck Series victories. Another intriguing shift is 2012 NASCAR Cup winner Brad Keselowski, who has reunited with former crew chief Jeremy Bullins. They nearly won the 2020 Cup title together at Team Penske before parting ways when Keselowski joined RFK Racing. While there are numerous other crew chief changes in the garage, we'll close with Rodney Childers' destination. Childers is one of the most renowned crew chiefs around, and for good reason. He helped Kevin Harvick to the NASCAR Cup Series championship in 2014 and has won 40 Cup races in almost 2 decades as a crew chief. In 2025, he will join Spire's number 7 squad alongside driver Justin Haley as the company looks to build on its successful 2024 season. The unknowns include FRM's 3rd car. Row Motorsports is likely to grow to 3 full-time cars, but this has yet to be formally confirmed. They, like 2311, are involved in an antitrust case against NASCAR and the France family, and they may not have charters for the 2025 season. They are set to expand regardless of the outcome, with Zane Smith reported to be the final new driver. Smith competed for Spire in 2024 and was under contract with Trackhouse, but the arrival of Van Gisbergen and youthful prodigy Connor Zilisch left no place in Trackhouse's plans for him. Ware Racing's position remains unknown. The team ran 2 full-time entries in 2024, but because they leased one of their 2 charters to RFK for 2025, it's probable they'll only run 1 full-time car the following year. Before the completion of the 2024 season, Corey LaJoie replaced Justin Haley in the number 51, and while Haley's future at Spire is assured, RWR has not announced if they will continue with LaJoie in 2025. Cody Ware, whose father, Rick, owns the team, is also a candidate for next year's driver position. The team might also run a variety of drivers during the season, as they did with the number 15 car. While always changing, there are various questions about the part-time rides for 2025. Most notably, 2017 NASCAR Cup champion Martin Truex Jr. announced plans to run a partial program, including the Daytona 500, but no word on who he would drive for. It should be a Toyota, but 2311 appears to be out of the picture, and Joe Gibbs Racing is at capacity with 4 existing entrants. Trackhouse's Project 91 did not materialize this year, although team co-owner Justin Marks stated that the program is not dead and may return with another international racing star. Richard Childress. Racing's number 33 will return, and Austin Hill is likely to get more Cup starts. Jimmy Johnson will be back in the number 84 Legacy Motor Club Toyota for a limited program. Several other part-time teams have no news to report as of this writing, but we can expect to see the majority of them return to the grid in 2025, including the number 66 of MBM Motorsports, the number 44 of the NY Racing Team, the number 62 of Beard Motorsports, the number 50 of Team Amerivet Racing, and the number 78 Live Fast Motorsports entry with BJ McLeod. What are you most excited for? Or better said, who? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below,